Peace, butterflies. This is a continuing of the last episode that I posted that has to do. It was titled like something along the lines of like Self Ashe, self love with Imani. It was from. It's definitely the last one I posted. Let's just leave it at that. And it was from the event Self Ashe. But I decided to. I had some other thoughts as I was actually listening to it right after I recorded it, and I think sometimes what I was trying to say when I was talking about like, making the music and the music being messy and like not formatted, and it relating to like how the breakup felt. It felt very messy and it felt all over the place. And I think that me making peace with my music being all over the place as I reflect and as it reflects that time and that trauma or situation or that breakup or whatever case you want to call it, as I make peace with that, I'm also making peace with the fact that the breakup was messy. And I'm making peace with, because another thing, this was the huge point that I was trying to make, that when I was losing my train of thought in that last episode, is that I want the song to cover everything that I feel and everything that I felt. But I just be feeling like one song is not going to cover everything. It's just not. An entire fucking album might not ever cover everything that I fucking felt and everything that I fucking thought from that situation, from that relationship to the breakup to the ons and offs. Like, and it's like, soon as I try to go right about it, I want to cover everything. I want to get it all out. And I just never do. And there's probably one song where I feel like that I wrote, and it was a cover to Favorite Song by Tusi. I don't know how you say his name. I think that's how you say it. But it covered everything I felt so well. But I probably won't put it out, at least not on all streaming platforms, because number one, it's not my song. And number two, I just feel like it still doesn't like it covers the like in your feelings version of it, but it still doesn't uncover everything else around it. And so I keep feeling like these parts of myself are incomplete. When it comes to how I'm expressing my reflections of that breakup, it's like, it's messy and it's incomplete. And I have a fucking problem with that. And at the same time, I don't, because it's like, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be complete. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to all come together. Like, sometimes shit in life is like that. And I think that's the big point that I was getting to, or trying to get to, in that last episode. That was the train that I lost completely, and it's coming back now. So like, again, just like wanting one song to cover everything, like wanting to be able to tell the story. And it's like, okay, these are all the things that happen, because it's like, of course there's the heartbreak, of course there's the anger, of course there's the like the what feels like hatred for a moment. Of course, there's the grieving, there's the sad, there's the missing the person, there's the missing who you were before that person, there's the missing everything, the life you were living before that person, there's the missing the life you had with that person. Like, it's so much. And then there's the lessons you learn, there's the epiphanies, the revelations, the complicated, intricate, detailed lessons that happen over time, and it's all really abstract, and it's all fucking over the place. And like, if anything, if my music feels all fucking over the place, that's great, because it means that the music is honest. It means that the music is vulnerable. It means that it is reflecting exactly how the fuck I feel. And I wouldn't want my music to do anything else. I wouldn't want it to do anything else. I would love to feel a mess and create something that feels together and be able to have that satisfaction, of course. And I've done that so many times. But I'm also not mad at feeling a mess and creating a mess, because I fucking feel a mess. At least I know that that's a perfect twin match to, what I'm feeling. Like, and all I can do as an artist is be fucking honest. All I can do is be fucking for real. Like, that's all I can do. That's all I am supposed to do, is be honest, be for real, be vulnerable. Like, tell the fucking truth. Be who you are in that moment. Show what you have in that moment. And that's another thing that I feel like I've been consistently doing for the past 2 months that's been tripping me out, is I've been showing up with what I have in that moment. And it be tripping me out because I be wanting to have so much more in that moment. And I be feeling like, if I would have just spent a little bit more time, if I would have prioritized this better or prepared that better, then I would have had more to show. And it's like, I mean, I see that. But you showed up with what you had. And this is what the fuck you had. And I've always been that way, bro. Like, even in school, like, they be like, yo, the essay got to be 4 pages. Like, I'm going to bring my 3 pages. Like, it might not be what you asked for, but it's what I have. It's what the fuck I have, bro. And I could have showed up with nothing. But I'm giving you what I have. I'm giving you all that I have. I'm giving you what I did. And maybe it's not the most put together thing, but it's what I could do with the fucking moment. Like, when I was in college, I had a fucking essay due that I actually really cared about and really loved, because I love fucking English class. And I couldn't write the essay because my fucking pop-up was dying and then died, then transitioned. And then I had finals and I was fucking housing insecure and I was working 4 fucking jobs. And I didn't write the essay that she wanted me to write, but I wrote an essay telling her what the fuck I was going through and why I couldn't write the essay. And that's what I wrote it on. And you know what? I got a passing grade. I literally got a passing fucking grade for being fucking honest and telling the fucking truth. And that's what has always happened. That's what sent me to India. I wrote an honest fucking essay. I told the fucking truth about my life and the shit I wanted to experience and the shit I was going through and the shit I've done in my life. And that shit got me to India. And so it's like, why the fuck don't I think that being honest in my music, no matter how it comes out and what it does, is like, why don't I think that will get me somewhere? And the crazy part is, and I was thinking about this last night, that same show I was telling you about it be also blowing my shit, because I be wanting to see myself at my highest potential. And it be irritating me when it's like, I know I could have done better. Like, I know I could have showed up more. And I feel like my whole life that's been my thing. Like, I could have did better. I could have did better. I could have did better. I could have did better in this relationship. I could have did better on this assignment. I could have did better at this, for preparing for this performance or this event or this show. Like, I could have did better leading up to it. And then it's like, by the time the moment's here, it's like I have what feels like half-ass shit, because I know my potential. I know what I can do for real. When I'm given the right resources, I take the right time. And it's just like, that shit be blowing my shit. And it be making me so frustrated with showing up. And it starts to make me not want to show up. But I can't do that. I have to keep showing up. And even if I don't feel the most prepared, or I feel like I didn't show up with the best work possible, I have to keep fucking showing up. And that's why I gotta go back to school. But like, nah, for real. Like, I have to keep showing up. Like, and just doing my best. And it's like it's like I'm still to this day, like, I got a photo shoot tomorrow. Do I feel the most prepared for it? Do I feel like everything is lined up how I would have wanted it to be? No. Shit still be feeling all over the place. Even the shit that y'all might look at and be like, oh, she really did that. That was really planned out. Bro, it be so much shit behind the scenes. I feel like, I could have did this. Like, this was great, but I could have did this. I'm always dreaming bigger. I'm always thinking bigger. I'm always wanting bigger. But the lead up don't be matching that shit. And that shit be so fucking frustrating, because it's just like, bro, I just want to see something pan out how I planned it and have the right momentum for once. That shit be so fucking frustrating. And there really wasn't a positive point I was getting to. Hopefully one comes up out of this, but like, it do be frustrating. The one positive thing I can say is that I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, because I'd rather be doing that than doing nothing. I'd rather be fucking falling over myself than stuck. Now, stuck is different than standing still. Sometimes you just got to stand still. Sometimes I will say that I feel like God is consistently putting me in a mind state of noticing my abundance, consistently putting me in a mind state of like acceptance. Like, and that's something I was getting to in my last episode. Like, I don't think God want me to think you're always going to have to make everything out of nothing, because that's poverty mindset. You know, that's in my mind comes from being in poverty and having to make meals out of nothing, having to make fucking outfits out of nothing, having to make beds out of cots and, you know, shit like that. I don't believe that that's what's meant for my life. And so I'm balanced. That's another word that's coming to me the other day, like finding the balance between like, okay, I can add to what I have, but don't overdo it for where you're at now. And Sierra, one of my friends, my Sagittarian sister, Sierra, she was saying this in the episode I had before on a podcast that got deleted. She was talking about, like, do what comes with ease. If you can't do this, do what you can do. And it's like, I'm still resisting that shit. And I can feel it. I'm still resisting that shit, because I'm still attached to what I feel like this shit is supposed to look like. And it's causing so much resistance. Even with the Butterfly Experience podcast, like, there's no reason I haven't sat down with more people yet. But it's because I want shit to look how I want it to look. And when it don't work out, then I don't want to do it. But it's like with some shit, that mindset is okay. With other shit, that mindset is not the fuck okay, because nothing gets done. And I just clicked the phone on 10:10. Nothing. 10:10 is in 10 minutes and 10 seconds I had been recording. But when you start feeling like that and thinking like that, nothing gets done. Hold on, y'all. My allergies. Making up so bad. Anyway, yeah, nothing gets done, but it's just like I say that, and then I still be so hung up on that shit going a certain way that it's so ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's child. Yeah, I just feel like I am required to release. Like, I have to let go of my attachment to how I think shit is supposed to be. When it comes to this fucking podcast, I have to, because it's just no way. It's no way. It's not working. It's not working. Let it go. Do it differently. And I be so scared that doing it differently, and Sheen was speaking on this last night, and I meant to tell him this, of why this was so important to me, but he was just talking last night about how, and I don't know if he was exactly saying this, but this is how I was receiving it. It was like, we compare so much of what we've done before when it's been planned out and it worked out great and it went good and it looked pristine and it looked professional. We compare that so much to our other creations, and we devalue shit. And it's like, no, that's where you were then, and that's amazing. This is where you are now, and it's amazing. And I think about that even when I think about my music videos. Like, Uma Thurman was super fucking planned out for weeks. Like, you know what I'm saying? That still didn't come out how I fully wanted it to. But my most planned out music videos that had a budget behind it, or had like all this shit behind it, like planning and shit, and all this masculine energy, Uma Thurman, fucking Fuck With a Nigga Like Me, and Just Be was my top 3. Uma Thurman, I planned with the 2 people I was best friends with at the time for weeks. Prepared for that shit. Costumes, had a whole concept, all of that. Like, you know, panned out very fucking well. Fuck With a Nigga Like Me had a budget. We got a whole fucking sponsor from the Bearded Ladies Cabaret. Was like an artist kind of like in residency for that. Planned it out, worked with my mom, had a team, a makeup artist, videographers, a fucking set designer, actors and actresses, like whole thing. Fuck With a Nigga Like Me. Just Be had my community. Like, it wasn't super planned out, but it was like, it was planned out. We had specific colors. I had hired a videographer. My fucking mom made t-shirts. Like, we had locations, like all of that. Like, it was all mapped out. But some of my favorite music videos that weren't fucking mapped out, and like, my favorite music video is the fucking music video I have to Ride for L, which isn't even on all streaming platforms, because I don't even know if I own the beat. And then also, like, it just was one of those things where I didn't want to separate the song from the visual. It was like, no, like, this shit right here, bro, is a movie. You got to watch this shit like a movie. Like, it don't got a soundtrack. It's like everything together. Like, there's no separation. But Ride for L and Wormhole are 2 of my favorite fucking music videos, and they're not even like, and the fucking one I recently did for Anxiety Attack, and they were not fucking planned out. Wormhole and Anxiety Attack definitely wasn't planned out. Like, those was the least. Like, Ride for L, at least I had an idea, not an idea, but like, I knew in my mind that we were gonna go do a music video that night. Did I know what? Absolutely not. But I knew there was an intention there. Wormhole just happened. Anxiety Attack just happened. And it's crazy because with both of them videos, I don't even think I was listening to the song I was recording that shit for. Like, I think I was listening to some other shit and just put my music behind it. So it's really just like, some of the best shit I've done, I did not necessarily unprepared, but in a complete flow state. Like, just complete creativity flow state. Like, that's some of my favorite shit. And balance, right? I desire to have a balance between the two. Like, even when I think about the music video I shot for my cover to Playing Games and Triggered. Playing Games by Summer Walker, Triggered by fucking Janae Aiko. Those things weren't necessarily planned out. I made the best of what I had, and it was lit. Or fucking, even when I think about Playtime Out. Playtime Out was super, was planned. But it didn't go as planned at all. Do Your Homework, another one that was planned. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, and I was working with the same people when I was doing that, like, same people. And when I think about release, I fucking love, like, I probably have the same amount of planned videos as I have unplanned, because I have Uma Thurman, Play Time Out, Do Your Homework, Fuck With a Nigga Like Me, Playing Games Triggered. Like, those was pretty much planned out. Then I have Ride for L, Wormhole, Release, Anxiety Attack, fucking Rattlesnake. Like, all of those, like, those are some of my favorite ones, and they were shot on a fucking iPhone. All the ones I just named just then, them last 5, shot on an iPhone. Just Be, Uma Thurman, Playtime Out, Wormhole, Fuck With a Nigga Like Me, Playing Games Triggered was shot with professional cameras, with professional videographers and shit. But anyway, man, like, I'm saying all of that to say, like, that balance of, like, number one, like, I love that in me. Like, it's almost like Aries energy, but it's like that Sag energy of just, like, I'm going to show up with exactly what the fuck I have. There was intention that went into it. It might not be what I wanted it to be, but it's something. And I think for me, like, again, going back to what she was talking about with the balance, is just like, I gotta find a balance between, like, being prepared and put energy behind it, and like, knowing where to put energy. Like, even with my events, because, like, I used to not throw events because I was scared nobody was gonna come, like, because I just was scared nobody gave a fuck. I was never really the popular kid. I never really felt like people actually showed up for me in the ways that I needed. So, like, I never put myself in a position to need other people to show up for me in that way, where it came to, like, being popular, or, like, coming to events or come and see me perform. That's why I take people coming to see me perform so fucking seriously, and that's why I be so grateful for it, because I literally wouldn't even have birthday parties just off the strength that I felt like people wasn't gonna fucking come and nobody gave a fuck about what I was doing, or gave a fuck about what the fuck I was celebrating. Like, you know, I didn't start believing in, like, actually inviting people places until probably, like, 2021, maybe, like 2021, because I started having good friends, and I started valuing my friends showing up. Just as long as my friends are there, it didn't matter, and I knew my friends was going to come, even if it was 2 of them bitches. So it was just like, I started easing more and more into, like, people show up for you, they care about you, they care about what you do, they care about you, they care about what you have to say, they care about celebrating you. I learned that from a good ass friendship I had in 2020, 2021. And then as, like, things were picking up, it was like, okay, let me start now publicly inviting people. It was plenty of events I had that nobody showed up to. Like, the Self Ashe Friday join, self-love, nobody showed up to that. And that's good, because I literally took that night to self-love on myself. I did my event with myself, because I required that. Little did I know. But even, like, with Cultivate Your Light and things like that, it would be 2 of us sometimes. Me and one other person, or me and 2 other people. The Self Ashe event I did with Release, and me and Sage. Like, the people y'all see on the track that y'all hear on that meditative experience are the people that were there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I have a healthy balance now between, like, I care that people show up, but I'm not attached to it. I'm going to set up the space for whoever is supposed to be there, even if that person is just me, or even if it's just one other person. And I think that I got to carry that balance within myself with everything that I do. So, like, there's a balance between, okay, I desire for this photo shoot to come out professionally, but, like, what I really desire is for the photo to look professional. And I desire for my outfit to be on point, But I'm not attached to, like, everything in the photo shoot being planned out. Like, I'm not. I have a color that I know, I have a theme-ish that I know, I have a couple things I bought from the store, and then I'm going to make things happen, because I also have an abundance of shit in my car, an abundance of shit in my house, and I have a community that's willing to do shit for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if I require something like a fucking curtain or a tablecloth, you know, I got community for that. So it's just like, and then I also have communities with phones. So if I can't get a fucking photographer to confirm me for tomorrow, because I haven't found one yet, and it's not tomorrow, today, 3/16, you know what I'm saying? I got my phone, and I got my friend's phone, and we gonna figure something out. But it's like that balance between, like, knowing what you envision and seeing how it can come true in what you have right now. And I think that that's manifesting. And maybe that's what Mother Earth was doing all this time, when maybe trees aren't what she thought they would be, but they lit, and she cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't perfect for her. Maybe it didn't work out perfectly how she thought it would, but she also continues to show up. She has multiple kinds of trees. We don't know what this is what I was trying to do tree is. We just know it's a bunch of different trees, and we appreciate all of them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe that's how people will perceive and receive me as well. It's like, they don't know what the thing was that I was really waiting on or like working hard on, and like this is what I wanted everything to look like. But they'll appreciate all my music videos. They'll appreciate all my music, all my podcast episodes, all my meditative experiences, all my beats, all my events. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of it will be encompassed. And that's just reminding me to slow down and just give gratitude and be appreciative for everything that I do and everything that I've done. And also really is inspiring me to remember to do that June recap video, because I definitely just have so much to be grateful for June. And even though it's like July now, I still desire to do that recap. So yeah, like, all is well. And things might seem a mess, but they're perfect. And it reminds me, as I'm looking at this thing that my mom bought me, she bought me a tapestry. And maybe that's how I'll caption this episode. She brought me like the picture for it. She brought me a tapestry. And I love all the tapestries my mom has gotten me. I love all the tapestries I've gotten myself. And it just made me think of Kylie when I lost along the way. Maybe I could reorder that. But yeah, it's like, this one really stands out to me, and I've been intentional about making sure I hang it up wherever I'm at. And it says, it's a picture of a sunflower, and I used to be scared of sunflowers actually, but I'm not anymore, thank God. But it says, she is life itself, wild and free, wonderfully chaotic, a perfectly put together mess. And this is my first time reading it since I've been feeling like a mess. And it's just like, yes, exactly. And it also looks like fire. It looks like a sunflower, but it also looks like fire. And it's just like, same thing. Same thing. So thank you, Mom, for getting me this, because it does encompass who I am. And I'm a perfectly put together mess. So when things look a mess, they're perfect. I didn't even know it said perfect and mess. And I said that before I even started reading it. That's so wild. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, because this was, again, like that, encompassing that thought that I had, that the train that apparently left for a reason, because I was supposed to find it again in this episode and go on a whole other journey. But thank y'all for listening to my mess. Thank you. I literally started this podcast to talk about my mess and be vulnerable and messy and open and ratchet and ugly and beautiful and everything. So thank you for tuning into that and just resonating with me and being here with me in this moment and just caring about what I do. And that's another, like I said, this is just something and be so like wrapped up in, because it's just like, I really at one point did not think people would give a fuck about what I was doing, like genuinely. And so the fact that people care and I don't have to change who I am for them to care is like amazing to me. So thank y'all. I'm almost done my hair. I just got 2 more. Yeah, I could turn this into 2. It's just 2 more little twists left that I'm gonna do. Detangle my hair, moisturize it, and put that last part into twist, and we're good. So yeah, I'm out. I don't even know if I did the outro on the last episode, like my little kiss and everything. But for real, like, thank y'all. I'm probably gonna put 1 video on Instagram and then I'm gonna move on. So I love y'all, like, for real, and thank you for listening. Damn, I'm just really grateful for this shit. Like, I'm so grateful I started this podcast. And actually, as soon as I get off the phone, I'm going to send the invites to the people that I would like to have on this podcast for this week, this upcoming week, period. It's happening. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it on live. Much love. Thank y'all. Just thank y'all so fucking much. This podcast is changing my fucking life. Like, every time I turn this phone on, turn this mic on, like, just thank you so much. And I just know it's taking me places. Like, I just know it is. And I'm just excited to be in those places that it takes me. I love being a fucking podcaster. Like, I'm so passionate about it. I'm so passionate about interviewing people. Like, I'm just so fucking passionate about this shit. And I just love that it's working out. And I love that it's working out because I've changed my perspective. Thank y'all. I love y'all. And peace, blessings, love. And just please feel this love through this phone, because I really just appreciate y'all so fucking much. Ashe. Until next time, butterflies. Fly as high as you can fucking fly.